They always say when you get someone a present, you should buy them something they wouldn't buy themselves. Daft rule. I want something I would buy myself if I had the money. When I was young, me Auntie Nora got me a present I wouldn't buy myself. It was a t-shirt with her face on. Went and did some shopping for stuff as it was my turn. Suzanne moaned a bit because I forgot orange juice and bought some cheap toilet paper. She always buys the expensive toilet paper. I don't know why they make toilet paper with pretty patterns on it.
That made it into the diary.
Up and out at 9 o'clock to go to the Cotswolds. Now, I think this was a gift for your girlfriend, wasn't it? For her birthday.
Yeah, it was a
You went to the
birthday,
Cotswolds,
so I just went for one night.
Got the car and headed off. We stopped at a service station to get some breakfast. We had fried toast with an egg on it, 1 sausage and beans. Twice. Cost us £13.85. They sell everything separate, so it seems cheap. At that price, we must have been charged for each bean. We found the B&B, but they wouldn't let us in the room because we were early. We went for a walk. There was not much around the B&B, so we had a quick walk around the car park. And went back in. Happy birthday. The room was now ready. It's an alright room. 3 biscuits, so I ate them straight away. Like a child.
Like a dog. He runs in, jumps on the bed. No.
Get off the bed, not on the furniture. The room overlooked the car park that we'd already been round. You're staring at that window. Remember when we went there?
We'll always have the car park.
Yeah. Oh, God. The room had posh coat hangers in the wardrobe with sponge on them.
So I ate the sponge.
Don't think they are needed. We went and booked a table for Sunday dinner and went on another walk. There was a field that was there just for birds to live on. We couldn't see any, so we went to the pub. Headed back to where we were staying for our dinner, I had beef. It was nice enough, but there was a family of 13 behind us. I don't see the point in going out in large numbers. They annoyed me. One of the family asked for sorbet before his next course. He was only about 11. He thought he was it. I said to Suzanne, I've had enough and needed a kip. Watched Planet Earth on BBC One. They filmed a panda for 4 weeks and all it did was sit in its cave. It did nout. If I was Fiat, I wouldn't name one of my cars after them as it suggests it won't work or go very far. It'd be like bringing out a Ford Sloth. No one would buy it.
A Ford Sloth. I would love that ad campaign. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, God. The new Vauxhall Slug.
We had a look around the local village. There wasn't much to it. We did the usual thing and had a look around the church graveyard to see how old the dead people are.
Suzanne's had a hell of a time so far. She's gone to the Cotswolds, the room wasn't ready, she's seen the car park, an empty field, and now let's go and play how old the dead people are.
I like the fact that you mentioned we did the usual thing of having a look around the church graveyard. Do you make her do that every time you go away?
I like the fact. I want to know what she did for 2 hours when you slept. Did she just like...
She went to a club, had a whale of a time.
No, she just looked out at the car park, just like, memories.
But that's what you do, though, isn't it, when you go to these places? There's nothing else, unless you want fudge. Or, you know, you walk round a church graveyard and have a look. There's nothing.
We went home. It took 3 hours to drive back. People say they go to the country to see the wildlife. I saw rabbits, pheasants and a fox on the way home. They were all dead in the road. I was just intrigued to know, because Rob from Burton-on-Trent has sent this in, and he wants to know that, because he's just started seeing someone, and he wants to know what your advice, Carl, is on how to keep her happy. You know, he's just started a relationship with someone, he wants to know what your advice would be to keep her happy, because, you know, I mean, he won't have heard that you took Suzanne on that wonderful trip to the Cotswolds, so what's your advice, really, for someone who's perhaps just started a relationship? I mean, you've been with Suzanne for, what, 9 years?
Ages. I don't think you should, have to go out of your way to please them, because then it's not the right person. I think you should just do what you want, and then if they like it, then they're the right ones for you. So don't go out of your way too much. I mean, I got her the posh badge for a birthday. That's once a year. Rest of the time, it's kind of like, you know, I like weird stuff. I like watching weird stuff and all that. Now and again, I won't make her watch it. I'll tape it.
This is amazing advice.
But sometimes
This is amazing advice.
sometimes you just say, no, come on, the bloke with the two heads on, I want to watch it live.
So give and take is what you're saying there.
That's all. It shouldn't be hard. As soon as it's hard, it's not right. So just go about your business. See if she joins in.
Brilliant. Another quote for the book.
What's the best thing you've ever done?
I don't know.
Come on. What's the best thing you've ever done that we will go, did you really do that, Carl?
You see, it's weird because I've been thinking about this quite a bit.
course you have.
Because I'm 30 on Monday.
Are you?
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're just going to try and get presents, aren't you, from the listener?
No.
I say listener.
Yeah.
But I kind of was thinking, have I had a good 30 years?
What do you think?
I don't know.
Carl, is this going to get a bit melancholy now?
Yeah.
Because we've been having a few laughs at the expense of fat people. I'm not sure we want you to bring it down now.
No. We've
just-
been having a jolly laugh about people who are morbidly obese.
It's
Yeah.
always when my girlfriend's working away, I always think about odd things,
Do you?
odd times.
Doesn't she leave you shiny things or videos in so you don't get too depressed and you can...
Well, last night when I sent you that text. That was
Right.
Right, let's play a record. This sounds intriguing, because I'm worried
it
that
is
Carl's a
intriguing.
bit...
It's incredible. Right, play a record. Right, wait for this text that Carl sent me. I woke up this morning, yeah.
Feeling fine.
It's not a blues song. And I turned my phone on, and it was from Carl, and it went, forget it, I've made my mind up. And I thought,
Wow.
what is that? And I
Forget
phoned him.
it, I've made my
Yeah, I
mind.
went, Carl, what is it? He went, oh no, it's about the text I sent you last night. I went, well, what was it? I just got this text. He went, I was just wondering, I was thinking last night. He said, supposing you had to have your hands removed,
Sure.
right? And the doctor said, well, you can either have them stay like that with stumps, or I can sew feet there. What would you have? And I was bleary-eyed, and I went, the stumps? He went, yeah. I went, alright? He went, yeah.
And then
And
what
that-
was his follow-up text to that?
And then I got the text, it was obviously before it, and it went, and it was like quite serious. What would you do if surgeon not doing your hands? Would you have stumps or the feet? Right? Now the way, when I said he's made his mind up, and I went the stumps, he went, yeah. I think secretly he decided on the feet, but was too embarrassed to tell me.
there's a little bit of what would you do? Because
But why did you think of this? Why did you think of this?
Girlfriend's
this come
away,
about?
right?
Yeah, no, that's not why you start thinking bizarre
I'll tell
surgery
you now,
devices.
right? I'll let you into my little mind, right? Last night, I had some beans on toast, right? 'Cause she was away,
It's good already.
She was away, she had some beans on toast, she
Right.
went wild.
Yeah.
right? Now, I was stood up. I live on on a high street, right? So I'm washing up. I'm looking out the window. First thing that had my attention is I can look into other people's flats, right?
Yeah.
And it was weird how all these different lives were going on. I was watching them, and everybody had the telly on and was watching Volcano, right? Which was on last night.
Right.
And I thought, oh, that's weird, right? I can see them all watching it. And it was like a little Chinese lad who was dancing around in some underpants. And then there's a little old woman who lives downstairs who was reading a book, and she's always reading a book every night. And it's like, I have a better life than her. And then there's like some sort of bouncer who's always getting ready to go out late at night
Yeah.
with all the black on. He looks like a bouncer. So I was watching all this life going on. I thought,
Did you witness a murder while you were doing this?
Yeah.
it was like that sort of Sliver film where that bloke had loads of tellies watching
Yeah,
people's
sure.
lives. So that was going on in my mind, and then I was washing up, and I picked up the plate, and I thought, oh, it's amazing, isn't it? The human body, the way you can just sort of, I want to pick that up, and you do,
Yes.
and the way your hands work, right?
Yeah.
You've got 5 little digits, but it's just the right amount to do what
Yeah.
you've got to do, right? So I'm cleaning the plate.
Sorry, Carl. Stop. It's just the right amount. Might be one of the most genius things I've ever heard said. I would love David Attenborough to phone you up and say, Carl, how do I word this about the evolution of the mammalian front limb? Just go, we'll just say it's the right amount. Isn't it?
But it is.
It is,
One
of course
extra
it
would
is.
get in the way.
Yeah.
And one less would just make it that little bit more tricky when picking up a bit of a slippery dish.
Sure, or buying gloves. Yeah.
A slippery dish.
So then I was thinking, right, imagine like going to the doctors and he's saying, yeah, everything's all right, your heart's good and everything, but
Your art's good? What, your Larry's, or?
yeah, your heart, you're in good form and what have you. It's good news. You know, I had Jono in earlier. He's not looking good.
Yeah. I had Fat Swaller.
But you're all right. But your hands need to come off.
Right. Blimey.
But
That's bad. Like, I'd get a second opinion initially.
But I better good news, I've got a nice pair of feet I can
Sure.
sort you out with.
Yeah.
And he puts them on, and then I was thinking, right, first of all, washing up, what would that be like? I thought,
Steve.
that'd be tricky. And then the second thing was, it'd probably ruin the sort of the shape of your jumper.
Because you had to keep putting the feet through there. Yeah.
And then I thought, but I could still cycle in
Okay.
to work.
You could run in.
Well, that's the thing.
You'd be really
Yeah.
fast.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I thought I could still cycle because I could balance, and then I thought, but the only thing is I probably couldn't pull the brakes. Because of the little short things.
Yeah.
And then, like you, I thought, but then again, you'd run in half the time. So that's what was going on in last night.
Right.
That's what I was thinking about.
Did you
How
ever...
long did this take?
Well, how long does it take to wash up?
Right. Because I imagine you just being there for, like, all night.
Probably 25 minutes.
How long did the little Chinese fella dance for in his pants?
He's always doing it. Last night he was at it for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And his girlfriend never sits in the same room as him. She's always sat in the bedroom.
She's going, you dance in pants again, I go in next
Yeah.
door.
Well, she was in the bedroom. She's always in the bedroom, sat on the floor, on the mobile phone.
Right.
All
Really?
the time, yeah. It's weird how people's lives are just like, it is like that Groundhog Day thing. It's like, you know, he's jumping about in his underpants. The old woman's sat there reading a book.
Yeah.
And that's what got me thinking about my life.
Do you think
I
she
thought,
ever
Are
goes...
you sure she's not dead? Every time you look down there, she's just flicking through it. She's just reading this book. The pages never turn. She never seems to finish it. She never moves from her chair.
Are you sure the Chinese
Her
girl's
cats
going...
are dead around her.
I'm going into next door again. That little
Yeah,
round-headed
the
fella's
smell.
looking in. He's looking in at me. The bouncer goes, "Don't worry, love, I'll go and beat him
That's-
up." But he's
that's
always
true.
getting ready.
That's true. They're
They
probably...
they see you staring at and washing up, going, "I could have feet here," and they get
Yeah.
scared. The old woman's dead. Oh,
Carl,
dear.
can you tell us roughly which neighbourhood you live in, so that we know?
It's central.
Central, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, imagine if that little... Was he a Chinese fella, did you say?
Yeah.
Imagine if he was listening now. I'd love him to call in and explain his actions.
Well, he might be on some other radio station talking about a lad who's always washing up and looking at his hands in a mysterious way.
Yeah.
But do we know this doctor that would go, "Well, all right, Carl, you can either leave them as stumps or I've got a little pair of feet." Why? I mean, I told Jane this, and Jane went, "Is that the only choice? You could say, could I have some dead man's hands? Have you got any? Where'd you get the feet from? Where'd you get the feet from? Can I have? What would you rather have then? Human feet or monkey paws?"
Well, I mean, that wasn't an option last night. That if the doctors said...
No, it
this
wasn't
is-
an option last night, but don't forget, it's in your head, Carl. This didn't happen.
No, but I'm just saying at the time, that's all the doctor had to offer.
But you know, it's your head, you can go anywhere. No, it wasn't a real doctor to offer. It's in your head, you can go anywhere. You're not trapped.
Yeah, but if you can do anything, then you'd say we'll sort us out some other hands.
Fair point. Let's play a record. Just,
Well, I'm up on Carl at the moment because it was my birthday in the week, and not only has he bought me a little vibrating thing to put on the chair, because I've got a bad back, so that vibrates, that.
Actually, we can hear it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it between records now.
right. And
little
what's that
vibrator.
doing to you as you
It's just,
do
it sort of like sends a little pulse into your sort of muscles, relaxes, doesn't it? I've got to relax on air. If I'm relaxed, the listeners relax, we're all happy.
Sure.
He's also got me this little electronic bongos, and I thought we could do like... Oh! Chimpanzee that! Monkey news! So it's like a jungle sort of thing.
Sure, yeah. Brilliant. Well, that's always been one of the great
so-
jingles that even has
So
that.
I've got the vibrating... Oh! Chimpanzee that! Monkey news! So,
Dr. Fox, if you're listening, I think you'll know that's a clear improvement in this show.
so thank you for those.
It's alright.
Honestly.
What did you get him?
What did I get him? I couldn't get him anything. I was too busy buying myself an iPod.
You're joking?
Well, it's a little bit gay, isn't it, giving gifts to blokes?
Yeah, it is, but for someone who's like major...
Yeah.
Play a record!
Someone who's major? What do you mean, someone who's major? It's Suzanne's birthday tomorrow, so I've got to get her something. I sometimes think it would be best if we didn't celebrate birthdays. I think people would live a bit longer if they didn't know how old they were. Age puts restrictions on things. She said something about wanting one of them posh badges to put on her coat. I will look for one later.
I love the fact that around the time that you've got to buy Suzanne her birthday present, you think that birthday presents are a bad idea.
Got up early, it's Suzanne's birthday, gave her the card and present. She was well happy with her posh badge. She wore it to work. It's quite nice to hear a moment where she was actually happy for once in your company. They always say when you get someone a present, you should buy them something they wouldn't buy themselves. Daft rule. I want something I would buy myself if I had the money. When I was young, me Auntie Nora got me a present I wouldn't buy myself. It was a t-shirt with her face on.
Carl, what's the worst present you've ever had?
You see, we don't really celebrate birthdays in our house, so...
What? Where are you from? What planet are you? What do you mean you don't celebrate birthdays?
Are you here from another world observing? Like, trying to blend in, but not quite managing to pull it off?
Not that fussed about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's...
Yeah.
Your mum and dad's are on the same day, and I think that just was like...
That's a bit weird, isn't it?
And their anniversary, and...
Well, they got married on their mutual birthday.
But Carl, can I just... I mean,
and Christmas.
But Carl, there's a difference between you saying...
What do you mean their anniversary's on the same day? Of course it's on the same day.
Yeah, and the birthdays.
But, Carl, what I mean is that... you say that you don't really celebrate your birthday, but presumably you have received some presents at some point in your life from your parents. Or anyone.
Yeah,
Okay, well, we'll come back to you later.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Let's play a record.
Carl, have a think about that and we'll come back to you later. Thanks very much.
Ash and Sometimes, they've won me over.
They have indeed, yeah.
They've just got they've got to be the band they always wanted to be, I think.
I'd have written them off in the early days, but no. they've
Me
really
too,
grown
Steve.
themselves.
Just goes to show. Go on.
Carl, any thoughts on what gift you've perhaps once received that you can joke about now, but was tragic at the time? No?
no.
Not really put the
Like I say,
thought in then?
Didn't have that many presents, so...
Always
the
thankful
ones
for
I
what
did
you
get,
got.
I was grateful for.
Yeah.
Rick, would you love to hear from the listeners if maybe they've received some amusing gifts?
No.
No, I wouldn't.
So, what are you doing tonight? You going out for a little meal with your parents?
Yeah, I thought you were coming.
Yeah?
Right.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah.
Any suggestions as to where we could go? I mean, maybe people would like to phone in, because I've got no idea. It's got to be largely meat-based. A fella will only really eat meat.
Do you know, the steakhouse, near me, it's closed down.
Brilliant. That's one. There's lots more to go. Let's not stop there, people. Come on.
I used to look across and think, is that a bingo hall?
I know, it's
Or
bright.
somewhere to eat?
Yeah.
Neon. There's at the back, right at the back, had cocktails. And, you know, just imagine...
Who's in there for a cocktail?
You know, imagine you going in there with a DJ sitting there.
ladies.
Hi. Be fantastic. Go on. Carl's got something to say. I can tell. What?
Is there a chance that your dad's like on the way into London now and has heard you saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
he got me this and he got me that," and he could be like nipping to a shop now to buy you a rake and thought,
Yeah, just think of that. Oh, that'd be terrible, wouldn't it? Or the making of the Bends.
Yeah, he'll probably turn up and say, I was going to get you a gift, Steve, but then I got high. And we'll all laugh. Cultural reference.
well, at school they didn't bother. They tried to get us to write more, right?
Right.
By
Giving you a pen?
well, they used to give us these school diaries,
Yeah.
little red book, and it was a way that they kept an eye on what you were doing out of school hours.
Right.
So some kids would write down, you know,
Stole a bike.
yeah,
Burn a
what
house down.
Yeah.
But when I was at school, around that sort of 12 age, I didn't get up to much. You have no money, there's nothing you can do. So every night it was the same thing. I'd get home, and I'd have to go to the shop, right, and get some potatoes and some bread every night, right. And I kept taking this into school.
Sorry, what was it? Dublin in the 17th century?
Yeah.
What do you mean every day you went to the shops and got potatoes and bread?
That's kind of what I had to get all the time. That's what we had.
Why? What did you have? Chip sandwiches?
Yeah.
Right,
And,
so you went to the... you went there.
So I kept
With your hoop
putting
and
that.
stick.
Yeah.
I kept putting that in the diary, you know, every night saying went to U Phase. That was the name of the shop. Yeah.
What is it called?
U Phase,
What is it, you or you?
like HUGH Phase.
H-U-G-H, yeah. Oh, that was his name?
U Phase, right?
Right.
Used to go there, get the potatoes and
Bread.
and that.
I love the fact someone who's named a shop after themselves. I'm not going to say what we sell. It's named after me or nothing, or I'm not opening.
Mainly potatoes and bread.
White sliced loaves, King Edward's.
And the teacher used to always say, just write something different in there, make something up. Because, like, you know, Monday, Tuesday, all the way through to Friday, every night, it was just, went to you phase.
Went to you.
So you sort of, you
Are you sure it wasn't an advert? Sure it wasn't paying you to say, get my name in the book?
Yeah.
The only time that it changed, and she said, oh, that's made it a bit more interesting, was when it was my birthday and I had to buy a cake.
Potatoes and a cake.
And she said, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That was my 13th birthday. My mum said, I got home from school, she said, oh, you're 13 today. Teenager, big turnover. Go and get a cake.
That's your experience of writing?
No, what?
Well,
No, that's your experience of your 13th birthday. Oh, by the way, you're 13 today, go and get a cake.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Big surprise? Was it a big surprise?
Yeah.
yeah, that is brilliant. I love it.
That's the only sort of writing.
What,
Yeah.
and they never asked you to write essays or stories?
Did you
anything?
never write a story or a poem or a...
The stories I did earlier on were, you know, you made them up, but it was that thing that I'd always end them with, and an alarm went off and it was all a dream.
Every
Right.
single one of them.
Yeah. But they didn't, I mean, it was a bit of a...
I bought some potatoes and some bread, then I woke up and it was all a dream.
Then I went to shops and bought some potatoes and
Yeah.
bread. But did you ever do anything that write about an adventure when you were a spaceman, or you were in, you know, you were a cowboy, or no?
All the teachers, like, had scams going on, so, like, in English, right, you'd go in there, and the teacher would say, right, what we're doing today is, got a load of brochures from Thomson, but they say, like, 1983 on the front, so I've got a load of stickers here that say 1984, let's see how many you can do in half an hour.
You are joking.
Did you go to school with Oliver Twist?
Sorry, you are joking.
I'm not, that's what they did. So the teacher must have been getting, like, a freebie or something for helping them out.
Is this...
Honestly, yeah, that's what it was.
That is fantastic.
They were all at it, all
They were all...
Other than Mr. Fagan, you had...
Yeah, and then when they saw Karate Kid, they had every kid washing their car, going wax on, wax off. Hurry up!
Yeah.
I'm teaching you something. Wax on, wax off. Paint the fence.
So I'm just saying, you know, that's why I'm a bit quiet, because you're talking about stuff I can't
relate to.
Carl's in a bad mood already. He's been in about 3 minutes and he's in a bad mood, getting stressed. If you can't hack it, leave. What's the matter with you?
No, I'm just saying, it's been... I was meant to enjoy last Saturday off, and I didn't.
Why not? Why is that our fault? Because you weren't here?
Just 'cause I don't know, but...
Are you not in the Christmas spirit?
Why didn't you enjoy last Saturday?
What did you do?
I went all the way back up north again, right, because it was Suzanne's dad's birthday, right? I was busy last week, didn't have time to get him a present or anything.
Didn't have time to give him.
So I got to Euston Station, bought a card for him, which was a Christmas card, so he wasn't happy because he was saying it's my birthday, and I said, well, I won't be seeing you again. So I've got a joint card, and then we went out...
Did you get him a present?
Well, no, because we went out on Saturday night for something to eat at this pub that he likes that does nice steak and onion rings, right?
Lovely.
So he should have been
Classy.
happy anyway,
Yeah.
but...
Well, you paid for it,
No.
but you should have been happy anyway.
Suzanne paid for that because it is her dad, right, not mine. So I said, all right, what can I do? I said to her. So she said, just buy a few drinks or something. Anyway, I didn't get around to getting drinks. 'cause we didn't
Can't
stay that
believe
long.
it.
Didn't get
Can't believe
get
it.
round to getting the
Right,
drinks.
so I
Right.
said, right, I'll pay for the cab, right?
Oh, what a lovely Christmas gift that is.
Yeah,
So-
£2.50.
I paid, no, it
In-
was like
in
3
Manchester
quid
it
there,
is.
3 quid back.
So
Oh.
£6 you spent on him.
Well, no, I spent more. You see, that's what he said. He
You
said,
get the
oh,
Bolton and back,
he
can't you, for
he
that?
said, oh, you've spent on me 6 quid for my birthday. I said, no, I haven't, because I gave the taxi driver a tip.
I'm a little bit worried about his attitude as well. Because even if, I mean, that is a stingy present, but you don't say...
Well, I mean, let's be honest, that's the worst Christmas gift ever, because, I mean, you're pretty bad, like we've discussed in the past, but at least you spend a bit of money.
Yeah.
It's just thoughtless.
Yeah.
This is nothing.
I
You haven't
know.
given him any time. I mean, I would...
And I knew my demographic. They loved it,
Oh,
my
yeah,
family.
yeah, the
they couldn't
scratch
believe their luck. You know.
Well, a tenner.
You spent a tenner on him.
Well, the cab fare was 6 quid.
But the thing is, he doesn't. It's not. I don't think he's saying that. I think it's the fact that this is like, you know, frittering away in everyday
it's
life.
kind of
he would
thoughtless, isn't
he would have loved to. I'm sure he would have been appreciative of a lovely £10 gift that you cared about and bought. A book he probably likes fly fishing, doesn't he? By J.R. Hartley. If you'd have bought that, he'd have gone. That's what I was looking for. Or what I was looking for, Carl. Bloody hell, Carl, you little bald twat. That's just what I wanted. So. All right, so just calm down.
So what have you got planned for Christmas? Is this what, I mean, are you doing the same French with
Carl,
Suzanne?
excellent. You've paid me milk bill for this week. That were reet nice.
I'm spent this year.
So
That's it.
have you planned anything for Suzanne, or are you just
Yeah,
gonna...
I'm taking her out Christmas Day for something to eat.
Well,
Right.
does she know that? Was that?
She's working today, so she, you know, so.
Right, okay.
So what Christmas gift have you got?
That's it, I'm taking her out.
What, you haven't got a present?
No, because we spent a lot.
Don't
this
forget
year.
that's half yours though. You're gonna be eating, you're not gonna just be sitting there watching her eat going, oh I'm hungry but I spent all. You're gonna be eating as well. That's half yours.
So she's got
Look at his
nothing to
face!
unwrap.
He looks like a cat who's
But
been
wait a
hit.
minute, she's got nothing to unwrap. There's nothing. She's going to hand something over to you, because I've met the woman, she will. She'll hand something over, you'll open it, you'll love it.
I might get something today.
No, you shouldn't take me to begrudgingly persuade you to do it.
God.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, so.
Yeah.
I, at the quiz, also discovered, of course, and, I don't know, I'm just intrigued to know, Carl, I'm just intrigued to know. It was your girlfriend's birthday, wasn't it? Earlier in the week? Or
Yeah,
last week?
On Monday, yeah.
And,
you get her?
I mean, obviously it was a triumph with the stuff you got her for Christmas.
The condoms.
The box of condoms?
Box set of condoms.
Oh, yeah.
not just the singles, the whole set.
Yeah, a complete collection.
Brilliant.
So what did you go for this
What did
time?
you get her?
Yeah, but.
No,
Yeah, but-
yeah, but it's her birthday. How long have you been together?
About 9 years.
Okay, so, ooh, God, it must cost you so much. every
No, but it
birthday.
starts getting tricky, doesn't it? Because I spoiled her a lot in the first few years.
Yeah.
So then you
Here's a
start-
packet of rubber bands, enjoy them.
Oh.
Well, it's what she wanted.
Okay.
I mean, you're making out as if
No, everyone wants paper clips. Come on, what did you get her?
got her a new pair of gloves.
Right.
Alright, well.
And?
What, nice leather ones from Selfridges or Harrods or something?
They were good ones, they're the sort she likes. So they
Oh,
weren't.
well, they weren't the little woolen ones that she had.
Yeah.
I thought that was a joke when she said he got me these, because I laughed.
No, but I know that's the one she did have.
When they said it's his birthday, right, it was her birthday Monday, and me and Steve wanted to get her, and she went, he got me these, because she had those little woolen gloves on. I laughed, because I thought she was joking, Carl.
That's what she wanted. I've told you before about buying presents.
Did those gloves have your name sewn in them? And a piece of string that ran over the back of your duffel coat?
You know, I've never been into getting presents and that. I had the problem at that Christmas one, that time with the Victoria Plum.
Yeah, we'd hate that. We'd hate to bring that back.
We've done that.
Because you talked about the book, because it's kind of to do with your dad, isn't it? He's a very bad gift buyer, was that the problem?
Well, yeah, my dad just wouldn't bother. It was my mum who sort of made an effort, and she sort of worked out half of what I wanted, then she left it to me dad to get it off someone, see if he could get one cheap or whatever.
I love the fact that usually people talk about, like, drinking heavily,
Yeah.
or, violent abuse, right?
Yeah.
But here's what he's been left with and scarred with from parents is bad gift buying.
Yeah, and
That's
the
not so
Victoria
bad,
Plum
is it?
incident.
In the greater scheme of things in the world,
Yeah, but-
that's not a bad thing to have, is it?
Right, there was this, this is what it's like about getting presents and stuff, right? With my mum and dad.
Go on.
My mate, Colin, right? He
Colin
had,
Macon?
No, Colin Bailey.
Oh,
right? He had a little Sinclair Spectrum, right?
Yeah.
Computer,
Yeah.
which was like the thing to
Oh,
have at that
yeah,
time,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You used to always go round to his house. The deal was...
Not the one you had to play through the window because you weren't allowed
No,
to.
no, that's another lad.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
This is a different lad, and the deal was, he came to our house, and my mum gave him a pie, and then I'd go round to his, and I'd stay there for a few hours playing, you know, Hungry Horace and stuff like that on it.
Sure.
Right? Now, my mum and dad knew that I really wanted one of these computers, right? So I waited about a year, came round to Christmas Day, I thought, I reckon might have one. Turned out, they bought me the wrong one. They bought me a ZX81 instead of a Spectrum, right? And, Christmas Day, I'm there trying to load the games up, it's not working, I'm thinking, what's wrong, right? And the thing with me, when I was a kid, I used to get quite sort of agitated.
This is
quite
the moment.
right? I found out that it needed a RAM pack to make it work, right? Looking in the thing and it's saying, and make sure you put your RAM pack in the back. And I was like, oh, where's the RAM pack? And my dad's going, I don't know, I've got you the main bit. That's it. So, I was that wound up, I just was sick, right? Just sick. Oh, I didn't feel sick or anything, I just was like, oh god. Went to the sink, just sick. Because I was that on edge about it. I said, come on, we've got to get one. And my dad's like, Tandy's shut, we're not gonna get anything today. Ruined again, Christmas Day. That was after the year when my train set got blown up by our kid. The following year, no RAM pack. And now you ask me why don't I get good presents?
He's scarred. He just
I'm
threw
gonna
up.
die. Honestly, I'm gonna die. It's just clean sick.
Yeah. There's no RAM pack.
Why did you get to the bottom of it? Why wasn't there a RAM pack?
You have to buy them separate.
Oh,
It's one
right,
and
okay.
cons.
What do you mean I can't play Frogger?
Oh no.
So, wasn't there another incident when you threw up? Spontaneously threw up?
Oh.
Through sheer anxiety?
I do get it. It's not so much now because I've relaxed a bit, but as a kid I used to be quite on edge all the time with certain things.
Do you think that's what happened to your
The
cat
wind.
that kept being sick? That it didn't get the food it wanted, and it just threw up. Do you remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
God, so they shaved it.
Yeah, but again, you see, the cat thing. I mean, it's mad. I was thinking about it the other day, right? I used to think I had quite a normal upbringing,
You didn't.
right? And someone was talking
Your
about the
mother
cat.
once told you not to go to school because it was windy, Carl. It was not
right.
a normal
The
upbringing.
cat was being sick, so she shaved it, so it was easier to clean.
Right, well, my mum and dad went on holiday, right? And I stayed at the Rosses down the road.
Oh, yeah.
Only a kid, must have been about 5 or something, right? And I was always running around in the house. I had a lot of energy as a kid. What the Rosses did, they had this cat that was dead violent, the most violent sort of angry cat I have ever witnessed.
A tiger.
It was honestly, Steve, if it was bigger, it would have been, because it was just always having a go at you.
Yeah.
If you went to pat it on the head, it went to bite you and stuff. And what they used to do with it, to stop me running around, I'd sort of be running around, and then I'd get a bit tired, and they'd say, have a lie down on the settee. So I'd lie down on the settee and I'd nod off. And what they used to do, I'd wake up, and I'd put the cat on my belly. Right? So I'd be scared to move, because it's like it's going to get me.
But it would keep you
But
there.
it kept me there, and it used to sort of slaver on me, and they'd sort of, you know, go out or whatever, and I'd be lying there. That's not normal, is it?
Carl, sorry, were you created by the Brothers Grimm for one of their fairy tales? What kind of a life is that?
A cat paperweight to keep Carl in place. He keeps blowing around. It's windy. We'll have to weigh him down. Be careful. Your mum probably told him that it's a windy day. You got to get something heavy on him, otherwise he just gets blown into the road. God.
Okay, now, yeah.
So where did you go, Carl? What was the story?
It was my birthday, right? Went home after working with you a couple of Saturdays ago, right? Girlfriend was like, open your card, and I said, no, it's my birthday on Monday, I'll open it then.
You obey by the rules, don't you, of birthdays? The birthday rules.
Well, there's no point.
Well, exactly, chaos leads that way.
Yeah, right, so,
Not an anarchist, never has been.
so anyway, she was kept going on, and it was doing me head in, so I said, alright, I'll open it.
Yeah.
So I opened it, ticket fell out, surprise holiday to one of the Canary Islands. So,
And what was your reaction? I mean...
first one was we haven't got enough money
Right.
for this, but I didn't want to ruin it, so...
No.
So I didn't go on about that, and I said, oh, it'd be great. So I can't wait. So,
Did you say it in that tone of voice?
well, it was good timing, because I was tired and everything. And I'm not a big holiday fan,
No.
but the timing was right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's the same as last night. I don't always like a curry, but last night,
You're in the
Yeah.
mood.
you get that sort of, oh, yeah.
Curry, you had a feeling.
Yeah, you had a feeling
You
for
thought,
it.
oh, and then lo and behold, later you were eating the curry. It's weird, isn't it?
Very
Isn't it weird, the
strange. Life is-
paranormal? Isn't it weird? Isn't it weird?
They work in mysterious ways,
Yeah,
ghosts.
yeah,
So
yeah.
anyway, right, the island, if I was on with you here, I'd probably say it's a bit barren.
Okay.
Not much there, but if you get a hotel, you guarantee good weather. Right?
Are you?
No, what I mean is, it'll be a good holiday. If you get a hotel, right, the weather's always good, so you'll have a nice
Yeah,
time.
it was
I see.
a comma, yeah, it was a, yeah, go on.
And all that, and the food was alright, and everything was going alright. I was just having a nice, relaxing time.
And how do you sort of spend your time on a holiday? You just lie around? Is that
That sort of holiday, just lying around. I bought a book.
You bought a book?
Yeah.
Okay, ghosts?
No, it was short stories, right? It
About
was like
ghosts?
no, it was about like special days in our time and time before me and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like it was telling you about how in I think it was 1814 the Thames frozen up.
Yeah.
And all these stories are told by eyewitnesses.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So there's some fella who was around in 1814. And the Thames was frozen, and people used to put market stalls on there, and they'd do
Yeah.
the shopping. It was like it was like an Oxford Street.
Was that Mad Liar Charlie? No, because he's famous for that.
Well,
yeah.
I'm sure, you
No,
know.
I think that was Mad Lie Charlie.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was reading that, and then after a couple of days was a bit like, oh,
Boring.
yeah, you can only do sort of so much lying around.
And so much reading.
So, Suzanne said, well, let's go on the beach, have a walk.
You ain't gone on the beach?
Where had you been
on the beach,
up to this point then? In your room?
No, just like round the pool, just relaxing and having a swim and that.
Yeah.
So she said, let's go on the beach. I said, alright then, yeah. So, wandered down to the beach, and, first impressions are, yeah, it's alright, it's clean. Sea
Your
looks good.
criteria is so basic, it's brilliant.
Right.
Hotel, yes. Roof, good. Food, adequate. Beach, clean. Next.
So I'm walking along, and everything's good, and, you know, there's a woman, feeding fish bread, which I thought that's different.
I love that. He likes originality. He loves a bit of originality.
He was feeding fish bread?
This woman was there, like, up to her knees in water.
Yeah.
And she was stood
Was
there.
that a sea?
Chucking, yeah.
Oh, right, good.
Chucking this bread, and I thought, what's she doing? And I stood there and watched for a minute, and there was little fish coming up, having the bread. I thought, oh. So we carried on walking, and, everything's going well, and then this fella comes towards me.
Everything's going well.
Yeah, that's
I haven't
original.
fallen over.
Clean feeding bread. 2 points for originality.
going well.
Yeah.
Fella comes walking towards me.
Oi, oi.
He's only got no pants on.
Oh.
So I said, Suzanne, what's going on?
Why did he turn to her? Like she knows more
So
than
she
him.
said, oh, yeah, it's, she said, yeah, it's a nudist.
Is this going to be a long story? Could you pour that coffee? Can you give me that coffee over? Sorry, this is really bad. Yeah, because he's poured... Thank you.
Just amuse yourselves while we sort the coffee.
Thank you very much.
Steve, do you want
I'll have a
one?
cup of coffee, Carl.
Right.
Thanks, yeah. Cheers.
Cold. Right, good. Okay.
So,
Great. Thank you.
so she said, yeah, it's a nudist beach. So I said, well, why, what? I said, we're all it's all mixed up. Normally on a nudist beach, it's a nudist beach, and you don't go wandering on there when you get your clothes on and that. So it annoyed me a bit, because there wasn't any signs. So this fella's getting closer.
Well, the knob out was a sign.
Yeah. Right, so he's getting closer. And he walked past me, it was an old fella. And he walked past and he had a hat on and a little pipe. And a big rucksack on his back. Right, so he got me thinking.
Not strictly naked.
I'm walking along and I'm thinking, right, why do people want to do this? So straight away, I wasn't on holiday anymore, because most of the time when I'm on holiday I don't think about anything. Right?
Your mind's a blank.
I just switch off. Right? But all of a sudden, this has got in my head now, and I turn around to look at him, and
Check out his arse.
and this bag, right? I swear,
That's his ball sack.
it was massive, right?
What?
You had a massive bag.
The bag,
His rucksack.
his rucksack.
Oh, right, okay. Because when he said there was an old couple coming towards me, I said, what was lower, the bloke's bollocks or the woman's tits? And he said, well, that was another point, she might as well have worn knickers. Because he said, so now you can see it, that's what he said to me.
So you saw the bag.
So it annoyed me, yeah, because the whole idea in it, this is what I think, I mean, I might be wrong, right? Might be wrong.
Chances
You
are
never
quite
have been,
strong.
you never have been before.
Being nudist, right? What's it all about?
I'd say on that point, Carl, let's play a tune, let's come back and we'll discuss.
What are we going to play?
We'll discuss that very issue. We've got some ideas. We did chat about this last week, Carl, in your absence.
Alright, well, we'll play the choral.
Okay.
It's a good one, this.
Yeah. You know that already, I don't know why I'm
We're giving gifts. We're giving the gift of song
Yeah.
and chat.
The gift of chat, the gift of rockbusters.
The gift of
or
the
gobbledygook.
The gift of Karl
Yeah.
to the nation. You cannot buy that. You can't bottle it. I'd like to see him bottled.
That'd be ideal.
Like a little frog.
Pickled in a jar.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. He will be one day. He will be in Ripley's.
Yes.
One day.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
say he used to walk round amongst us.
Exactly.
It's quite normal. But, let's not forget why we give gifts.
Well, yeah, just to cheer people up and that.
Yeah. No, it's because the wise men gave gifts to the baby Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that's why.
What would you have got the baby Jesus? I'd have probably got him tokens. And let him decide, because it's very, you know what I mean, you don't want to get anything, you know, and then he doesn't like it, he wants to take it back.
Well, I'll tell you, in a recent poll Waterstones did, the favourite gift for children was Flanimals. Still available.
That's so outrageous. That's so disgraceful. It's Christmas Eve.
What would you have got him then?
Probably extras on DVD. I don't make any money from Flanimals.
Yeah.
I like the fact that one of the wise men turned up with gold, and the other two, frankincense and myrrh, which, as I understand it, is it's like incense or something, incense or perfume.
I don't know.
I believe that's what it is. But I just love the idea that one of them turned up. They've all got together. They've gone, okay, now guys, we're not going to spend more than 50 quid each this year. All right,
Definitely not.
Definitely not. So what have you all got before we go in and see him? What have you all got?
I spent a bit more than 50.
What are you talking about, man? We just say we weren't spending. We were just going to wait for
Just got him
cheap, like a token.
No, I got him some gold.
Can't believe it. What?
Well, I'm trying to make an impression. He's the son of God.
But I didn't know. But I thought we only got I got frankincense.
And what'd the other fella get?
He got myrrh, and I don't even know what that is, and I'm a wise man. Surely one of them must have been furious.
Is myrrh still popular? Gold still very popular.
I hope so, because this is what my grand's getting this year.
Really?
Yeah, lovely.
Well, that's why we give gifts.
Do you know, like, how he got them gifts? Right?
Yeah.
Little baby Jesus.
Yeah.
Were they for Christmas or his birthday?
I don't know.
Got any presents yet?
I always look forward to my father's gifts.
Yeah.
Because they are remarkable. I once opened. I think I was about 14.
Right.
And I liked all the stuff that you like at 14, you know, the ladies, obviously, you know, pop music,
Yeah, sure.
you know, fashion.
Yeah.
And that's why that's why he bought me the collected wartime speeches of Sir Winston Churchill.
Did you not even listen to it?
But he said to me once, never forget, son.
He didn't.
Yeah, and I went, I don't remember, Dad. And I was with my sister coming in with one of her quite attractive friends, quite fit. And I'm just stood there with my father, listening to "We'll Fight Them on the Beaches," "Never in the Field of Human Conflict of So Many," and just remember looking at her as he passes. Just
You've
looking
learned
at her.
it. It's rubbed off.
Oh yeah.
Hello?
Only on Fridays.
I was confused. Hello? In the moment. No,
Is that as loud as it goes, that?
why have you got headphones on? We don't need headphones. We're just talking. They're listening.
Do you want headphones on?
No, not if they're only that quiet. Is that health and safety?
Yeah,
Is that why
they're
really loud?
limited, yeah.
That's ridiculous. Have
You
a
know,
listen to
hold on.
that.
Okay, but you know we're on air now.
Well, I
don't
wouldn't
you?
know because I can't hear it. Just talk.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah, okay, you don't need them anyway.
I've got a special pair of non-limited ones. Do you want to borrow them?
Sometimes, Carl, I feel like your helper. How have you survived? It's birthday today.
39 today.
39 years old.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
He's done all right, hasn't he?
Yeah.
39.
Have you had a nice day so
Matthews,
far?
it was that Mrs. Matthews at school
Yeah,
said
we
he
had
wouldn't be a
teacher
high
today.
flyer, and he is a high flyer. He's been around the world twice.
Have you had a nice day
Number
so far?
one selling book, number one DVD. New show starts tonight. Karl Pilkington. So kids,
I've had an alright day.
kids, if you want to muck around at school, do nothing, play out on your grifter all day, leave school at 15 with no qualifications at all, then things could happen for you. It's
don't
good
need-
advice. You're a great role model.
Did you do well at school, Greg? I can't imagine you did alright.
I did okay. I did alright. I was average. I was okay at exams.
You see, you have a go and everything, but you did alright, but what are you doing? Stephen Fry, dead brainy, is doing a panel show. It's wasted. You've got a brain, do something with it. I'm not having a go at Stephen Fry. I'm a big admirer of Stephen Fry, but what I'm saying is, there's no difference between me and him, really, in terms of work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, I wasn't dissing you. I was saying, well done. I was dissing Mrs. Matthews for saying you weren't high flyer, but then I felt a little bit guilty about sending out a message to the listeners of Radio 1 that, you know,
Yeah.
you are the odd one out. You've put the work in late in life. And it's
But that's the
brilliant.
best time to do it. I think when you're a kid, play out, play with stuff.
Yeah. Not
Find-
matches. Or drugs.
No.
No. And floss. Floss, kids.
So, yeah.
You've done well. I mean, you are quite similar to Stephen Fry, best-selling author.
Yeah, I've done some books.
Have we got a panel show on the way?
Don't really want to be doing that.
No, next project, I want to send him round on a bicycle with Warwick Davis in a basket. It's
Is
called...
that for Sky One, yeah?
No, well, there's, we've had offers already,
Stephen Fry turned that one down.
Yeah, we couldn't get a basket big enough. But Warwick's not as heavy as Fry. So, yeah, it's called The Short Way Round.
Cool.
And, that'll be coming to our screens in 2012.
But yeah, it's on tonight. Idiot Abroad 2. Sky 1 HD, 9 o'clock.
Yeah. What can you say about it, Carl? Why should they watch?
It's,
Friday night. It's a Friday night. Kids are out.
No, it's a bit annoying.
They're listening to Esme Dentas all over the place. They don't want to.
I don't think I appeal to kids anymore. Just your lot who you've got in, I felt well out of my depth, Greg.
Really?
Honestly. Proper, like, these are proper young people.
Yeah, well, I think...
I'm 39 today, it was weird walking in. It was like scum. No, I don't mean their scum. I mean the film. You see, they won't even know what I mean. There was a film in the 70s
Yeah.
of a borstal.
Oh,
with,
I don't
like,
know
loads of kids in it. And it was terrifying. I felt...
How does that make you feel, alright?
No,
I thought you were calling my
nice
audience
enough,
scum.
but it was like, no, I don't mean that. I mean, they're like someone out of Skins. If I was walking down the street and they were on my side, I'd cross because I'd be scared. I'm getting to that age where I feel older. And Radio 1's like that. The music you play, I have no idea what you're doing.
Do you know Jason Derulo?
No. Say 3 names that you play on Radio 1, see if it... Make one up and see if I know which one it is.
That's a good game.
Well,
Should we
it's
play a
like-
record now, though? Because are we? This is definitely going out on air, isn't it? This is being broadcast. This show.
Yep.
Are you sure we shouldn't have pre-recorded this and edited it down to a soundbite?
Possibly.
Basically, going "Happy birthday, Carl."
Yeah.
And then
It's on tonight.
What are you playing next? Make something up
this
or
is
don't
Stump
make it up.
by Graham Thorpant.
Yeah.
Okay. This is Jason Derulo. Do you know he's real?
I don't...
Well, it is real, yeah, but you've given that away.
Jason Derulo, Don't Want to Go Home on Radio 1. Did you enjoy that one, Carl, or not?
It was alright. It's not,
But you used to be into your dancing, didn't you?
I like a dance.
I've seen him dance. He was round my flat once, and we were all drunk, and he was moonwalking, weren't you? In his
I can
socks
do a
and-
bit of that.
Yeah.
I did sort of dancing. I joined a dancing sort of place when I was younger.
No, you didn't.
Really?
No, you didn't. You didn't. You went along, and it was shut.
I wanted to join a dancing class.
Right.
When I was younger, it's called Twiggies in Old Trafford, and I had leg warmers and everything. Was into... Well, they weren't proper leg warmers. They were... My dad made them out of one of his old shirts. He just cut the arms off.
Yeah.
So I had, like, leg warmers with cuffs. And, but I can do... I'm pretty good at sort of robot stuff.
I mean, think of that. I mean, turning up
Trying to.
a little bald mank, right, with... It looks like he's walking on his hands.
He wasn't always bald.
No, I know. Early, though, wasn't it? When
I was a baby, I was. Well,
Yeah.
I was bald then.
Yeah.
Well, you
do a
weren't
bit.
doing a dance class when you were a baby.
He had hair
No, I
for
was-
about 15 years, and then it went again.
I never had good hair. Do you know, like, you've got a style? I've never had that in my life.
No, you know why? Because he said he had the hair of a Chinaman. I mean, forget the term Chinaman, which is totally outdated. For the
That's
last
what the
25
barber said. He said
Yeah.
the sort of quality of it, very fine, very sort of blowy way sort of hair. And he just said, you got hair of a Chinaman.
Nice compliment.
That's not having a go, that's a fact, isn't it? I don't know why people worry. You always, that's the problem with this programme. Everyone's always going, oh, it's a little bit racist at times. It isn't at all. There's nothing that I wouldn't say.
No, there's nothing racist in
There's nothing in it.
No, because it's your opinion. He hasn't got a malicious bone in his body. He just says the first thing that comes into his head. And I think that's why it's a really interesting documentary. Because it's not all whitewashed. It's not Judith Chalmers going around saying, this is a lovely resort. Isn't it wonderful here? Oh, look at this custom. He goes there and going, oh, God, everyone's gobbing. He hates it, right? He says what he's thinking, and we show it warts and all, you know.
Carl, did you genuinely hate doing the first series? There must have been bits where you enjoyed a bit.
Episodes 1, 2 and 3, I hated it, honestly. To the point of trying to get out of it. Then by the end of it, I got back home, was over the moon, night was finished, and then there was something, I kind of looked at photographs and thought, I can't believe I've been there, I can't believe I've done that. Pretty lucky. And then, yeah, that's why I did the second lot, really. Because I kind of thought, I hate it at the time, but I know that when it's all done, I'll be happier.
I've seen the first episode of
Yeah.
the new series, and it is ridiculous. I mean, what can you say about it? I mean, I don't want to give it away, but
Well,
what's
it's,
the
I
premise
mean,
of
the whole
first
thing
one?
about it is the bucket list, which is like a list that people put together of things that they want to do before they die. Ricky and Steve put a list together, which I've got a copy of here, so you can see the sort of things that I could have done. This is the list that I chose from. There's some more on the back.
Okay.
It was sort of compiled by the most popular things that always come up. So they're sort of like the
Oh, okay,
top
so-
100 most popular things that most people say.
Right, so see elephants in the wild.
Exactly.
Climb Mount Everest.
Yeah.
Swim with dolphins.
Yeah.
Gamble in Las Vegas. Amazing things.
Stuff like that, and I was allowed to pick 7 of them, so I did. But there's a lot of things on there that I don't want to do, but they still cropped up, like bungee jumping's a big deal. I didn't want to do it, I know I didn't want to do it, But when I got to, like, you know, a part of the trip, turns out they've, you know, Ricky and Steve have got me still on the edge of this bungee thing. So a lot of things happened that I didn't know was coming still. But the end thing that I'm doing, that's the thing I've picked. So I've picked staying a night on a desert island. I've picked driving down Route 66, looking at a gorilla, messing about with some... It's just like different stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. That's a great description. It's just like different stuff. That's what we hope they put in the Radio Times. It's just like different stuff.
I'm trying to think now.
What are you and Steve actually doing whilst Carl's doing? Are you actually orchestrating stuff, or are you just on the end of the phone?
There's this strange myth that goes around that it's scripted. This show is scripted. Like, Carl's an actor or a comedian. Carl doesn't know what's going to happen. Sometimes he has to, by the time he gets there, but it's planned behind his back, but it's not scripted. I mean, imagine... how could we script this? I mean, imagine just casting it. Okay, I need a little Indian fella who can wrap his knob around a stick. Okay, we got one. Okay, Carl, what are you going to say about that? It's ridiculous. These are real things that he's gone to see. He says, we stick a camera in his face, and he says the first thing...
Like anyone would, though. People sort of... I think if they sent you, you'd have stuff to say, because if you're out of your comfort zone, you say
That's the important
stuff.
thing. We have to put him out of his comfort zone. It's no good him doing things that are lovely and a walk in the park and him just pointing stuff out. That's boring. And we've got hundreds of those. We've had hundreds of those for years. So this is someone who's reluctant, and it's got to be a surprise. And I know how to press his buttons. You know, I've done it for 10 years now. I've had two big ambitions over the last 10 years. One is sort of educate Carl. I love the fact that he came to me sort of like a blank canvas, and he's so inquisitive. I think he's brilliant. I think he's got a brilliant mind. He just hasn't used it much. And the other thing is I want to get Carl famous, because I know he'll hate it.
But it's happened.
It has happened.
Hasn't it?
I told Carl, if this trend carries on, he's going to be bigger than Michael Jackson.
Can I just apologise for what Ricky just said about the chap a minute ago with the stick and everything?
What? That happened?
No,
it's just the word. It's just the word. Sorry if you're offended by that word.
Knob is Old English, and it's totally acceptable. It's not a swear word, it's not a profanity. It's not at all. It's not.
Okay, well anyway, if you're offended, whatever. But, Carl, tonight, what's your favourite thing about this new series? Can you give out a little something that was your favourite thing?
Well, now that it's over, that's like my favourite thing. Because it's hard work. I mean, people sort of watch it and go, oh, you're really lucky, why are you moaning? You're getting to see the world and everything. But it's proper hard work. I'm not sleeping. I'm eating geckos. I mean, there's stuff going on that isn't even recorded sometimes. You know, it's just like...
Well, we record, each show, we've probably got about 20, 30 hours of footage to go through to find the best bits. And there's bits that don't get in for various reasons. Obviously time. We can only do like 48 minutes. But there's really interesting bits in it as well. There's one bit where Carl goes to Africa, and we send him to the slums, and he helps a guy build a hut, and he does a bit of charity work. It's sort of about charity. And Carl called me up, and he was probably depressed. I mean, I've never seen him like it. I mean, it really affected him. And I was on the phone call for about 30 minutes. That probably won't be in because it's a comedy show.
Yeah.
You know, it's meant to be light entertainment. But there might be a bit of it. But Carl was worried that he was doing charity but on television. And so he was worried that people would think he's going, oh, look at me, like a lot of comedians and actors do.
Because Steve sent me there to say, oh, this, you'll feel great after doing it. But I was only doing it because I'm being paid. It's a job.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be out in Africa building a hut if it wasn't for this programme. So in a way, it's a false thing. So I'm sort of thinking, I come across a bit harsh, I reckon, when I'm sort of there doing it. But part of it is the thing of, well, I'm doing it because it's all been set up.
I can't wait for the rest of the series. I've seen the first one. It's ridiculous. I think it's got
It's better, isn't it? It looks better.
I think it's better.
He has to do more stuff because the first one there was sort of a restriction because he was going to do one thing and one thing only, and we found sort of funny things along the way. But he was sort of stuck in one place, either by the pyramids or whereas here he has to shoot around. So it's really fast. It's a faster show, and there's lots and lots of stuff, and we just do the real highlights. And I think it's funnier than the first one.
Way funnier.
It's just, we had to up it. We had to get him even more out of his comfort zone because he was starting getting used to it.
Right, we'll talk some more in a second. So Ricky and Carl, you heard the song just
I
then?
particularly like the lyric. He's in with the idiot.
He's great.
We
Can't escape that.
I know,
Because that's the whole thing about Idiot Abroad. I mean, it wasn't originally called that.
No,
it was
it's
one of
called
my favourite things.
Karl Pilkington Seven Wonders, and I was in a meeting with Sky, and I came up with a much better title, An Idiot Abroad. I thought it sold the whole idea. It's sort of quite challenging, and I told Carl, he was in Peru at the time, and he wasn't happy. Then he thought the second one was called Karl Pilkington's Bucket List, but we
Sky
decided.
were going, oh, it's a brand.
Yeah.
Gotta stick with it.
Yes,
How
let's stick
did
with
you
it.
fall
Yeah.
for it a second time?
Well, what can I do? It's a job, innit? And, you know,
Carl, what do you say to those people that think you're a fake character and really you're a comic genius, and this is all act?
I've stopped talking to them now. It does me head in.
But I mean, it's even real journalists think that you might be an act. I mean,
But what I don't get with that is, and you'll know on Radio 1, Lady Gaga. She's walking around in a dress made of meat, wasn't she? Yet they're calling me an idiot. That's what annoys me. I haven't done anything wrong. I haven't. There's nothing that I'd see and I go, oh, I wish I didn't say that, or react like that. I think
all right,
most people
Carl's
would react.
not an idiot.
I'm
Carl
not
is
an idiot. I didn't
It's
do well at school.
No, it's more to do with the fact that he's got that you know what you call Little Englander syndrome, where you know he packs sliced white bread and tea bags when he goes abroad. So that was the sort of gag. Also that he, you know, he sort of made his mind up about the world when he was about 14 or 15. So I was, you know, we're trying to get that out of him. But Carl's not an idiot. Carl's one of the smartest, sharpest people I know, genuinely. And he's got things worth a lot more than just bland facts and knowledge.
Carl, I've been listening to, well, you three, you know, when you got Steve and you were doing the show years and years ago when we first started, I was listening to it and I was hooked on it and have been, you know, through the podcast and everything. But actually, some of the stuff you used to say was quite profound in a weird way.
Because he's got no filter, he hasn't got a pretentious bone in his body, and he says exactly what he thinks, and that's what's fascinating. And he changes his mind, and I think he's really self-educated. I think he's educated himself, you know. I mean, Shakespeare made up words, and Carl's made up a few, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, he did. That's all he did, isn't it?
You made up, didn't you? Foodage.
Foodage.
Grippage. Mainly putting A-G-E on the end of stuff. But yeah.
Making up words is easy. It's remembering other people's words, isn't it? That's hard.
Yeah. What advice would you give to kids at school now? What would you say?
I don't know anymore. I mean, like I say, I feel a bit out of me depth here today in Radio 1. It's, you know, I'm
He said he was glad he was
39.
bald today because he saw a few haircuts that looked weird.
Honestly, it's like being in Total Recall. Do you know, like how that was the future? And suddenly, it's like, I swear, Radio 1, you come in, you go downstairs, and it's like you enter a different world in here. You go into the basement, and there's all these people coming out of the dark alleys and stuff, mad haircuts, jeans round their ankles. Don't bother putting pants on. If you're not going to pull them up, don't wear them, because they're not doing the job. If you've got to bend down to get your keys out of your pocket, what is the point? It's just different. Honestly, I felt you've made this morning when I got up. Girlfriend said, "You're 39 today. How are you feeling?" It's just the same. Coming in
She
here.
gives him all the information every day.
Yeah.
Honestly.
She says, today is Friday.
And you're
Where am
39.
I? You're Karl Pilkington.
I feel.
Thank you.
I feel well old today now.
Yeah. You've always been old though, Karl.
No, and I have, and I've been happy with it. My mum said I was an old baby. She did, because I
Sounds
wasn't.
like one of your scientific theories.
No, she said I never sort of laughed or anything as a baby. I had a frown on my face, and I looked old. I looked like a testicle. I don't know if that's allowed, but that is scientific.
It's a medical term.
Right, so just a wrinkly.
Chill out. I hate this thing about, complain. What if they do complain?
Listen,
there's
we're not allowed,
worse things
though.
happening out of the window.
But the thing is, I just worried a lot. So I've got a wrinkly head. I mean, look, if I sort of do that, I'm not that worried at the moment. But look at the wrinkle on it, and that's I've always looked old.
You look like an old testicle.
So that's all right as well.
It's fine.
What was the 25-year-old Carl like then? What did you do? What was your
25?
thing? What music were you into? What?
A slightly hairier testicle.
Hang on a minute. Let me
If you
just
can say
think.
a word, use it.
Hang on a minute. Let's.
He nearly laughed then. That's a
25.
rarity. Have we got that on webcam?
25 years old. I can't remember.
No.
Is that what you are now? 25. I can't remember.
Once, right, we were talking about what's the oldest memory, and I was saying, I can remember my 4th birthday. And Carl's going, no. He says, I can't remember maybe 6 or 7. And I went, no, you can remember back to like 4. He went, My mum and dad don't even remember me back then. What does that mean?
Because you haven't done anything at that age. You're just this thing that's there.
Yeah. Oh, here comes Carl. Who's Carl? He's our new baby testicle.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you both on, as ever.
Carl,
Nice to see you again,
what
Ricky.
do you say to those people that you're not a fake character? You are, in fact, a true idiot.
No, I think we should just go with the fact that some people have said that I'm an actor called Graham. So it might be easy just to go with that.
Yeah.
Just if you just say thanks for coming in, Graham,
Yeah.
and call it a day, because I'm sick of having the argument. It does me head in.
Well, Graham's new show is on Sky One tonight at 9.
9 o'clock.
And I've seen the first episode, and it is brilliant.
Thanks a lot.
I just want to say, if people watch it tonight, the one thing that you'll love, I think, most is land diving. That's what I would say. Land diving.
Oh, there's a bit where Carl's genuinely happy for a few seconds.
Yeah.
And again, it's alien to me. He's so happy and proud of himself. It warms the cockles of my heart, and you can say cockles.
Thank you both for coming in. It's a pleasure.